Attention market swine exhibitors, this is your 5-minute warning. 5 minutes, senior showman. You should be headed to the ring. Once again, senior showman, market swine, 5-minute warning. Good morning. Welcome to the Shippensburg Community Fair for the 2024 Market Swine Show. We've got a great lineup for you here today. We'd like to introduce our judge for this morning's show, Mr. Colby Huff from Mount Airy, Maryland. There he helps to run a 50 sow part of the Huff family show pig operation, along with running 30 shorthorn and Angus cattle. He's a graduate of the Kansas State University and Lincoln Land Community College, where he received his associate's and bachelor's degree with a focus in ag business. He was a member of both judging teams with multiple top 10 finishes. He's currently pursuing a master's degree in agricultural economics at the University of Tennessee while serving as the assistant livestock judging coach. Let's put our hands together and welcome Colby here to Shippensburg this morning to judge our market hogs. We'd also like to recognize our sponsors and supporters of this morning's show. Glenn and Cindy Finkenbinder, J3 Livestock, Josh Abbey and Braxton Stitt Show Pigs, and Todd Umbrell Auctioneering. Let's put our hands together for those supporters as well. We're going to start our show this morning with senior showmanship. We'll then move into intermediate and junior. There will be 2 heats of junior showmanship, 10 in each heat. The list is split alphabetically. If you check the screen in the barn, it'll show you by color which heat you are in. And then we'll finish up with novice showmanship and select our overall. Once we're through showmanship, market hog exhibitors, we are going to roll through the weight classes. Please be prepared to bring your animal to the ring when called. Do not bring your animal before it is called. And parents, guests, and spectators may not stand in the center aisle and may not stand in either of the holding pens. We have to keep the rows empty and the area clear so we can move animals and exhibitors. Thanks for your cooperation. We'll get done as fast as we can so we can enjoy the rest of the day here at the fair. With that, we're ready to roll into senior showmanship. First class in the ring. Exhibitors 17 years of age and older. Ivy Bigler, Maverick Geddes, Kate Gutschall, Clayton Hetrick, Josh Holtree, Colton Kahn, Maddie Musser, Braden Myers, Jolie Naylor, Shaylin Swope, Levi Wickard, and Mason Wickard. That's your class.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's certainly a pleasure and an honor to come up here to sort through your hog show today. Great way to get started with our senior group of showmen. And we got down to our top 7, sent a couple out, but I kind of already had my mind made up which individual was going to win this particular division. It's because they've been so consistent from top to bottom. I'm a big stickler on first impressions, so bring your A game when you're ready to hit the ring, and you'll do just fine with me. But like I said, the individual that's going to win the seniors, so cool, calm, and collected, will still the right kind of posture, right intensity for me. Young man right in front of me, you're going to go ahead and be our champion senior showman out here today. Outstanding job from top to bottom. I think the individual that pushed him so much more and even harder just got a little too close and a little too far away at times. Maybe just a little sharper in terms of her turns, but Reserve, I still think, does an outstanding job. Presentation's very, very good. Young lady with a black heel, you're going to be Reserve today. Do an outstanding job. Like I said, probably got a little too close, a little too far away at times, but I still think you do a very, very nice job. Third out is another one that's just good in terms of composure. Always seem to be right in front of me. Just got lost in the sauce a little too often. Young lady with a belted bear, you're going to be third out today. Do a very, very nice job as well. I think it gets a little bit tougher from there on out. We got some pigs that don't want to cooperate quite as well. But I think the next person that did the most consistent job just kind of got a little too hard-headed of an animal and a partner out here today. Young man, you're going to be fourth. I think you do a good job. Just lost you outside just a little too much. Didn't see you just the views I needed maybe as compared to the others. And the remaining kids we got out here, like I said, got some partners that don't want to cooperate. Young man with the Burkapier and barrel, you're going to be next. Want to see you crank your intensity up just a little bit more for me. But I still think you did the next best job in terms of consistency, in terms of ring awareness and composure. Just your animal doesn't want to quite work with you as best today. And our two kids are left out there. Young lady with the black heel, you're going to be 6th. Young man with the blue butt, you're going to be next. Probably a little too stop and go for me. That's why I didn't get up higher today. But I still think you do the right things. That's why you deserve to remain in the top 7. But a very, very good group of senior showmen. If you would, let's give these kids a big round of applause.
Intermediate showmen, please make your way to the ring. Intermediate showmen. Results from our senior showmanship. First place, Braden Myers. Second, Jolie Naylor. Third, Madeline Musser. Fourth, Joshua Holtree. Fifth, Maverick Getty. Sixth, Ivy Bigler. Seventh, Mason Wickard. Congratulations to all of those exhibitors. Braden Myers and Maddie Musser will be held at ringside for selection of our champion showman and also our Supreme Contest representative. Once again, intermediate showmen, you should be making your way to the ring. Blake Gutchaw, Cord Hetrick, Caitlin Holtree, Braden Miller, Declan Smith. You should be in the ring. Last call, Braden Miller. That's your class. Junior Showman, Heat A. Please start making your way to ringside. Junior Showman, Heat A. Jacob Best, Tyler Best, Emmeline Cleland, Judd Cleland, Chase Cruzy, Ashton Gutchall, Blake Hammond, Mason Hostetter, Jordan Kahn, Henry Kutz. Once again, Junior Showman, Heat A. Make your way to ringside.
Well, if you would, let's put our hands together for a really great group of intermediate showmen. I know we got big heats out here, but I like to see these kids just work at it and stay consistent with it, because showmanship isn't won in 2 minutes. It's won a long, long time before, and just seeing how these pigs don't break down is truly impressive to a bunch of these kids. But I still think I'm pretty set in stone which individual is going to win this particular age division, just because they're my kind of showman in terms of the intensity, hitting the gate, ready to roll, and just hasn't missed a beat yet, even through all the craziness of having a bunch of kids out here. Young man in the watermelon shirt, you're going to go ahead and be our winner. Outstanding job from top to bottom. Never really missed a beat out here, and my hat's off to you. Great showman. Young lady with the green bow, you're going to be a reserve out here today, and you've had to work at it. I'll be with you. You've kind of stayed with me and just kind of kept working at it. You maybe just quite didn't get your turns as smooth and consistent as our winner today, but I still think your composure and your consistency is why you're going to be reserved. Young man with the blue butt barrel off to my right, you're going to be third out. When you came in the gate, I thought you did a very nice job. You were kind of my kind of showman in the hunt from the beginning, because as we've gone, your barrels want to give up just a little too much for you today, and probably just want to see you just a little more intense at times for this show, Judge, but you still do a very nice job and very respectable third overall. Young man with the belted hog, you're going to be fourth, one that's just kind of outlasts the storm for compared with the rest of them. You do a good job in terms of keeping your animal in front of me, good composure and posture. Just need to see a little more aggressive at times, but I still think just you outlasted the storm basically, and that's why you're going to remain fourth out. Young man with the blue belted, kind of off belted barrel in the teal shirt, you're going to be fifth out today. And a young man that did a good job. I like your style. I like your composure. Your barrel just doesn't want to go for you anymore, but I still think your style, your ring awareness, and your posture is what's going to keep you in that spot. Young man in the pink shirt, you're going to be sixth. One that I thought still, again, good job in terms of just ring awareness, but just got a little too far away at times, probably just a little too close on top of it. A young man that's going to round out our class, I kept you this long just because you're a good showman at heart, I can tell. I like your posture. I like the way you've stayed composed with your barrel. He doesn't want to be a show pig today, and that's just kind of part of it. But the reason you're still in the top 7 is because how good you are in your posture, your ring awareness, and your composure. Great group, intermediate showmen, you the ones we sent back to the barn. So if you would, one more time, let's give him a big round of applause.
Intermediate showman, first place, Cooper Umbrell. Second, Caitlin Holtree. Third, Mitchell Musser. Fourth, Declan Smith. Fifth, Colt Cleland. Sixth, Blake Gutchall. Seventh, Colton Clayberger. We're now ready for Heat A of our junior showmen. Heat A, Jacob Best, Tyler Best, Emmeline Cleland, Judd Cleland, Chase Cruzy, Ashton Gutchall, Blake Hammond, Mason Hostetter, Jordan Kahn, and Henry Kutz. That's your heat. We do have our Shippensburg Fair royalty here helping us out today with our ribbon and award presenting. We have our fair queen, Abby Bucher, our sweetheart, Lizzie Yoder, our Little Miss Princess, Kylie Reed, and our Little Miss Shippensburg Fair, Ava Sarachik. Let's give them a round of applause. Thanks for coming out to our swine show this morning.
I know this is going to seem a little bit quicker with this group, but I know we got 2 heats of juniors, and I want to make these pigs last all the way through. If you would, let's give a round of applause to our first group of junior showmen. I know we got to get to a top 7, but I'm going to keep 5 out of this particular heat because I think they deserve a second chance to compete. So in no particular order, young man right in front of me, you're going to come back. Young man with the calico gilt's going to come back. Young lady with the cast, you're going to come back as well. Young man in the red shirt, you're going to come back. And young man with the blue barrel, you 5 are all going to come back and compete for our top 7. The kids that didn't make the cut, I think you do a good job. We got some animals that just don't want to work with us today, particularly. Saw you on the outside just a little too often. Young man in the blue plaid, you were kind of right there on the edge. Well, we got to come to a top 7, so we got to make a cut somewhere. Really, really good group of showmen, though. It'll be fun to get those 5 kids back out here competing for champions. So if you would, one more round of applause as we work through the next heat.
Heat B, make your way to ringside. Stay at ringside while we sort out this first heat. Colby, can you come to the window real quick? From the Heat A, qualifying for the final drive, Jacob Best, Tyler Best, Emmeline Cleland, Judd Cleland, and Chase Cruzy. Now into the ring will be Heat B, Sean Kutz, Addison Martin, Caleb Miller, Emily Myers, Jesse Petchart, Cassius Scrignoli, Tanner Smith, Clayton Stamey, Cole Wickard, and Wade Zimmerman. Last call, Emily Myers. Last call, Emily Myers, for your showmanship class. This is your class, Judge.
Well, let's give our second group of junior showmanship out here one big round of applause. So a different group of kids, but I think they all do an outstanding job. I'm only going to keep 2 out of this particular lineup. That'll put us at a nice number as 7, but the 2 that are going to come back are the 2 on the far side of the ring. The young man with the black barrel and the young lady with the belted gilt there. They're going to come back. For you kids that didn't make the cut, probably just lost you on the outside just a little too often. I want to see you really get after it and stay in front of me and just consistency from top to bottom. Good group of kids, though. It would be fun to get those other 2 back out here in just a second. So if you would, one more big round of applause for these kids going back to the barn.
Holding for the final drive are Tanner Smith and Addison Martin. We're going to bring back our finalists from Heat A. We're going to drive for our champion, Junior Showman. Novice Division Showman. You can start making your way to the ring. Novice Division Showman. Casey Bear, Gage Cleland, Clayton Cruzy, Jack Gutchall, Madeline Cato, Naomi Kutz, Ava Lopez, Emmeline Martin, Gwen McKee, Blake Smith, Marie Swope.
Well, if you would, let's give a big round of applause to our 7 kids out here. Honestly, probably the closest decision I've had to make all morning for showmanship, because I think there's about 3 kids that are 3 or 4 really that are in the true hunt to win this particular age division. All of them do a very, very nice job. There's a reason they made it out of their heat, but even when you get them back out here, it's truly personal preference at this stage of the game. The young person that's going to win was probably just a notch smoother, a notch just kind of more in control a little bit, and just a little more my style, if I'm just being totally honest. I do think it's a close. I think another guy could switch them around any way you like them. Young man with the Calico Gill, you're going to be our champion junior showman out here. I thought, yep, that's you, buddy. Don't worry. You do a great job, okay? Outstanding job from top to bottom. Just intensity, eye contact, ring awareness, everything you do. The young person that pushed him so hard and made it a really, really close decision just because I think they worked their way back into this deal. Young man with the blue bud, you're going to be reserved in this age division. Outstanding job. I love your intensity. I love your composure. Probably cut our corners a little too sharp, and honestly, that's just what's going to get you beat. You're just a little too sharp on your turns, but you do an outstanding job. Young man with the belt gill right in front of me, you're going to be third out. One that I thought did a good job as well, kind of working your way into this deal. Probably got a little too close and a little too far away at times. I just want to see you 15, 20 feet away. Just make sure you maintain that distance, but that's just the little things that's going to sort you kids. I think you do a really, really nice job as well. Young lady in the cast, you're going to be fourth out. I do want to commend you for showing with your little bit of injury. I don't know if I'd be that brave out here with these big old animals, but you do a very, very nice job. Your gilt's wanting to break down on you just a little bit and just kind of wear down on you, but you still do a good job. I think you're deserving of that fourth spot. Young man in the red shirt, you're going to be fifth out. I thought you were in the hunt beginning in terms of your heat. The longer we go, that bear is just wanting to fight you just a little too much, maybe just not quite as consistent from top to bottom, but I like the way you've held your composure. You do a great job. Young man with kind of the down-eared black pig is going to be next out. One I thought did good in terms of his heat, of consistency and just motion and smoothness. I thought he did a good job from that standpoint. We got you back out here and you just stay too far away from me on that side of the ring. Make sure we try to get in front of me just a little bit more. And a young lady that's going to round out our junior division, you're still worthy of the top 7. That's why you're out here, because I thought you did a good job in your heat of keeping that animal just controlled in front of me. Intensity, just kind of similar story. We get you back out here and she's not want to be a show pig anymore, so it's just kind of unfortunate from that standpoint, but you do a good job as well. Great group of junior showmen. If you would, let's give those kids one more big round of applause.
Junior showmanship, first place, Tyler Best. Second, Chase Cruzy. Third, Jacob Best. Fourth, Emmeline Cleland. Fifth, Judd Cleland. Sixth, Tanner Smith. 7, Addison Martin. Into the ring, we have our novice showman. Novice showman into the ring, Casey Bear, Gage Cleland, Clayton Cruzy, Jack Gutchall, Madeline Cato, Naomi Kutz, Ava Lopez, Emmeline Martin, Gwen McKee, Blake Smith, and Marie Swope. That's your class. Market Swine exhibitors at ringside, we should have Braden Myers and Maddie Musser, Cooper Umbrell and Caitlin Holtree, and Tyler Best. Those animals at ringside for selection of champion Market Swine showman and for selection of our supreme showmanship representative.
Well, let's give our group of novice showmen out here one big round of applause. A great group of kids from top to bottom. When it comes down to just showmanship, I think you kids could definitely benefit watching the older groups before you and how they do it, how they get after it. Just remember, we need to stay in front of me, really try hard to get those animals off the wall. But even with that being said, there's a young person out here that hit me as hard coming out of the gate as honestly any older kid has come before him, and has just done an outstanding job from top to bottom. Gil's wanting to fight him a little bit, but young man with the belted hog, you're going to go ahead and be our solo winner today. You do an outstanding job from top to bottom. It'll be fun to see you against the older kids. Young man, the Calico Gil, you're going to be reserve in this division. I thought you did an outstanding job as well in terms of getting a good drive out of that Gil. You probably let her push you around just a little too often. Make sure you stay in control. Keep her in front of me, okay? But you do a great job. I love your posture. I love your ring awareness. That's why you're deserving of the reserve honors. From there, I think it gets a little bit tricky. Just which direction do you want to go? I'm going to go ahead and use the young man with the kind of the broken belted, wide belted, chromed up barrel. He's going to be third out in this age division. I thought he did the next best job just in terms of consistency of trying to get that animal in front of me. I think all these kids just kind of just wanted to have some partners that don't want to totally cooperate with them, but I thought he did the next best job. Young lady in the kind of the striped shirt, the vertical striped shirt, you're going to be next out. Kind of similar story to the kids before you. Just have an animal that's wanting to give up on you, but I thought you did a good job. The other young lady in the striped shirt's going to be next. One, again, similar story, kind of like these other kids, just wanting to give up and fight on you, but I thought you did a great job. Young lady with the solid black gill, it's going to be next. Similar story, just kind of wanted to give up on you. The young lady with the Duroc's going to be seventh out in this division. Great group of kids, though. I think from top to bottom, those top two were very, very good showmen. If you would, one more big round of applause to these novice kids as they head back to the barn.
Novice showmanship. First place, Casey Bear. Second, Gage Cleland. Third, Clayton Cruzy. Fourth, Madeline Cato. Fifth, Emmeline Martin. Sixth, Naomi Kutz. And seventh, Ava Lopez. We're now ready for selection of our champion, Market Swine Showman. Into the ring, we need senior showman Braden Myers, intermediate showman Cooper Umbrell, junior showman Tyler Best, and novice showman Casey Bear. At ringside, we should have Maddie Musser and Caitlin Holtree for selection of our Supreme representative. Again, Maddie Musser and Caitlin Holtree at ringside for selection of Supreme.
Well, if you would, let's put our hands together for a great group of showmen. I tell you what, these kids are pretty dang good at sicking show pigs out here. All four of them do an outstanding job. You know, I don't think it's every day you come to a county fair to see four showmen this intense, this competitive, and this good at showing their animal. So it makes it a little more fun and a little bit closer of a decision at the same token. But it just comes down to just my personal preference out here. It's just not saying any four of these kids aren't a bad showman, like I said. It's just my preference and what I'm after. I like one that likes to get after it, that gets the job done, but still shows their animal to the best of their ability. It's about hiding flaws, showing off the strengths, while still being able to cover the basics and intensity. So that being said, champion showman's coming out of the senior division.
Champion Market Swine Showman goes to Braden Myers. We're going to excuse Braden and Cooper from the ring. Neither are eligible for Supreme Showmanship. And we're going to bring in Caitlin Holtree and Maddie Musser, and we'll select our Market Swine representative for Supreme Showmanship tonight. Market hog exhibitors, underweight market hogs to ringside. Underweight market hogs to ringside.
Well, we dropped two young ladies back out here for competition of the Master Showmanship. I believe that's what we're picking for out here. And they both fit in the mix with the other two gentlemen. I think it comes even closer between all four of them for which one's going to be a reserve. I'll be honest, though, the young person I like next best in terms of style, in terms of consistency. They've had to drive this animal for quite a while today and hasn't missed a beat. Young man out of the junior division, you're going to be reserve.
Reserve goes to Tyler Best, and he'll be your representative for Supreme Showmanship tonight. Congratulations, all of our market showmen. We'll go ahead and clear the ring. We'll be ready for our underweight class. Underweight market hogs, you're up next. First class in the ring is our underweight market swine. Underweight market swine. These are market swine weighing less than 215. Braden Miller's 325, Mason Hostetter 225, Wade Zimmerman 304, Caleb Miller 326, Wade Zimmerman 303, Braden Miller 324, and Tanner Smith 164. Weights in this class here are 154 to 214, 154 to 214. Market swine exhibitors. Overweight market swine to ringside. Overweight market swine to ringside. Gwen McKee, Jack Gutchall, Cassius Scrignoli, Jesse Petchart, and Mason Wickard. Once again, overweight market swine to ringside.
As we get started with our market show division and our underweight class, I don't think any of these maybe quite just look like a total show pig from the side, so we're going to go ahead and muscle these things out, and this is what I can use to justify it. So the pig I like best, because I think it's by some margin the broadest and most muscular, young man's kind of spotted up-eared pig in the black shirt. You're going to go ahead and win this particular class, just because I think that gilt's got the most in terms of shape up pie and skeletal width. That's why she's going to win. Young man with the mullet and the kind of red, white, and blue short sleeve shirt's going to be next. I think that one's just a little bit longer and more flexible, but definitely had the next most in terms of shape. Just need to be a little bit stouter everywhere, but I think a good pig to be in second. Young lady's going to be third with his white pig, a little more productive in terms of his look from the side. He's a little deeper, a little softer, but just a little bit plainer in terms of his shape up pie. Young man with the little pig is going to be next, just because I think that one has the next most in terms of genuine muscle shape and spread up pie. Obviously, he's very, very small and he's not quite done yet, but I just think he has the next most in terms of sheer muscle and dimension. Young man with the belted gill, it's going to go 5. Obviously, a little bit growthier looking than the pig right ahead of her, but just a little too concave underneath for me. Need to pull her apart just a little bit more. 6 is going to be the young man with the blue hog, and 7 is going to be the young man with kind of the brown down-eared pig. But those pigs just need a shot more in terms of muscle. They're plenty growthy, plenty long and loose. Just need more genuine muscle to work against the others up pie. Nice way to get started with the market hog class. If you would, let's give those kids a nice big round of applause as they head back to the barn.
Underweight class, first place, Braden Miller. Second, Caleb Miller. Third, Wade Zimmerman. Fourth, Braden Miller. Fifth, Tanner Smith. Sixth, Mason Hostetter. And seventh, Wade Zimmerman. Next in the ring is our overweight market swine. Overweights coming into the ring. Gwen McKee, Jack Gutchall, Cassius Scrignoli, Jesse Petchart, Mason Wickard. In this class of 5, weights are 297 to 306. 297 to 306. Market swine exhibitors, lightweight 1 to ringside. Ava Lopez, Ivy Bigler, Jolie Naylor, Levi Wickard, Madeline Cato. Once again, lightweight 1 to ringside.
Well, just 5 out here in our overweight division, kind of like the underweights. Maybe one that just doesn't look like a show pig out here, but I think there is an animal that just probably overwhelms the rest in terms of width and shape, and that's the young man. It's Blue Hog on the far side of the ring. He's going to go ahead and win just because that one actually reads with some shape and spread up high. He kind of matches it with some chest width and dimension going away. Little past prime, obviously, in terms of just cover and shape, but I think he just overwhelmed the rest in terms of muscle. Young lady Solid Black Barrow is going to be next. I thought that was just the next best one in terms of genuineness and shape. I think that pig can kind of overwhelm the others from behind her, even just into your chest width and shape up high. Just probably didn't quite have as much as our class winner. Young man's kind of belted pig right here is going to be third. One that's obviously a little bit leaner, a little bit taller, and a little bit bigger in terms of his frame and outline than the two ahead of him. But I think he just needs more shape and punch to take over the other two, but definitely has the advantage behind the other two we haven't talked about. Young man's Blue Hog is going to be fourth, and young man's Spotted Up Pig is going to be fifth. Blue Hog's a little bit leaner than the one behind him. I need to pull him apart more in terms of shape and just width. And the young man's Spot Pig certainly is big and growthy and soft, just needs more shape. But a good class overweights. Let's give those kids a nice big round of applause as they exit.
Overweight Market Swine, first place, Mason Wickard. Second, Gwen McKee. Third, Cassius Scrignoli. Fourth, Jesse Petchart. And fifth, Jack Gutschall. Next in the ring, Lightweight 1. Lightweight 1, Market Hogs. Ava Lopez, 429. Ivy Bigler, 266. Jolie Naylor, 357. Levi Wickard, 553. Madeline Cato, 274. This class of 5 Market Hogs, 215 to 218, 215 to 218. Market Swine exhibitors, lightweight 2s to ringside, Emmeline Martin, Caitlin Garvin, and Marie Swope.
Well, a nice way to get started with our lightweight division. And a logical class winner, young ladies, Blue Buck Gilt's going to go ahead and win. I think she does so just in terms of her presence and her presentation and look from the side. That one's up-petted, but still has some chest width, some shape, and some muscularity. She's not perfect structurally. I need to drop her back and dial her back in her blade ever so slightly, and maybe just to be a little bit looser and square from behind. But she just dominates the other four that she has out here. Very nice way to get started. I think it's closer between second and third, honestly. I think the young lady's barrel in the corner, it's going to be in second. It's just a little bit square as you watch him come and go away than the hog I like in third. I think that barrel is still genuine in terms of his chest. I think he's stout and been bold about his feature. Maybe doesn't quite come with the same look and wow factor as that class winner, but that's a good kind of barrel to wind up in second. Young lady's belted gill, it's going to be third. Probably one that is a notch wider through her chest than the one in second, maybe just a notch bigger and up high and from behind, but I think it kind of works as a disadvantage for her. She's wanting to push out in her hock too much. Reed's just a little flatter and drier through her midsection, but I think she had the next best in terms of look and muscularity in the other two. Young lady's Berkshire Hog is going to be fourth, one that I think is just a little bit better in terms of his feature and his genuine dimension, a little too plain and ordinary from the side for me. And the young man's Blue Hog that's going to round out the class is leaner in terms of her composition. She's probably a little bit shapelier up high, just a little too frail and just a little too basic in terms of her look for this show, Judge. Nice way to get started, though. Let's give those kids a big round of applause as they head back to the barn.
Lightweight 1, first place Jolie Naylor, second Madeline Cato, third Ivy Bigler, fourth Ava Lopez, and fifth Levi Wickard. Next class in the ring, lightweight 2. Emmeline Martins, 87, Caitlin Garvin's 59, and Marie Swope, 270. 3 pigs in this class, weights 220 to 225. Market Swine exhibitors, lightweight 3 to ringside. Cord Hetrick, Waylon Flasher, Mason Hostetter, Addison Martin, Ivy Bigler. Once again, lightweight 3 to ringside.
Oh, a nice trio of pigs out here. Young ladies Beltigan on the far side of the ring with a cantankerous attitude's going to win. I think she does so on accountability being the shapeliest and biggest up high. I think she's still the squarest and most genuine when you study them underneath. And it still gives you a look of quality from the side. I'm not going to tell you she's perfect. She needs to be better through her rib cage and probably could stand just to be a little bigger about her arm and chest. But I think she does so in terms of shape compared to the other 3. Young ladies Duroc Barrow is going to be second. One that's probably pretty productive in terms of his look. He looks flexible. He looks easy feeding. Just too plain in terms of his shape for me. I need to make him just a notch wider. But I like his look and I like his balance just a little bit more than the pig that's going to be in third. Young ladies Barrow that's going to round out her class is certainly big and growthy in his appearance. He actually probably has a little more shape up high. I just need to make him a little bit better looking from the side for me. A nice trio of pigs. Let's give those kids a big round of applause as they head back to the barn.
Lightweight 2, first place Emmeline Martin, second Marie Swope, and third Caitlin Garvin. Next class in the ring, lightweight 3. Cord Hetrick, 160. Waylon Flasher, 522. Mason Hostetter, 224. Addie Martin, 83. And Ivy Bigler, 267. 5 hogs in this class, 226 to 229. 226 to 229. Market Swine exhibitors. Next class to ringside, lightweight 4. Addie Martin, Blake Gutchall, Ashton Gutchall, Caitlin Garvin, Joshua Holtree. Lightweight 4s to ringside. Attention exhibitors and guests. We found a hat and a cell phone in the men's room. If you've lost your hat and your cell phone, please come see us at the office. Also, we are still taking sign-ups for Pee Wee Showmanship. Ages 5 to 8, not eligible for 4-H. If you have any young ones in that age range, and you are a family member or a sibling of a 4-H or FFA exhibitor, and would like to show a feeder calf or a market lamb in Pee Wee Showmanship today, you can see us in the livestock office to sign up for that contest. Tyler Best, please come to the livestock office when you have a second. Tyler Best.
Well, another nice class of lightweight pigs out here, and the two in contention to win. They couldn't be polar opposite in terms of their kind, so it's kind of where do you put your preferences on them. I like the young lady's kind of chromed up bear right in front of me to go ahead and win. I think that guy is absolutely massive in terms of his chest and his shape up high. He's definitely done this particular weight limit. I don't think he has much gas left in the tank, but he just overwhelms the other one in terms of shape. Probably needs to be a little bit square in terms of his hind leg and just his movement in general, but I think that guy is just too much of a freight train to not start him. Young lady's solid black gill. It's going to be in second. One that's probably just a little bit neater to look at from the side in terms of her height to shoulder, levelness of design, and use and mobility of her hind leg. I think that one's not quite there yet, and just in terms of just shape and body cavity and dimension, I think you give that gill just a little bit more time, and we could talk about switching that pair, but she just doesn't have enough at this stage of the game for me to go ahead and use her, but I thought she was a clear second in this particular class. Young man's blue butt barrel against the rail there, or blue butt gill, is going to be third. The next best one in terms of shape up high, the next best one just in terms of composition and leanness. Didn't need to make him just look a little more like a show pig for me to overtake the two ahead of him, but a logical place to be in third. Young man's black hog's going to be fourth, a little bit better in terms of shape than the pig behind him. Need to be a little bit wider and stouter than the one right ahead of him, though. And the young man's going to round out our class with a kind of the spotted up looking pig. Definitely long bodied and growthy. Probably just needs more shape and genuine dimension to work up higher. Nice class of lightweight, so let's give those kids a nice big round of applause.
Lightweight 3, first place, Addie Martin. Second, Ivy Bigler. Third, Waylon Flasher. Fourth, Mason Hostetter. And fifth, Cord Hetrick. Next class in the ring, lightweight 4, Addie Martin, 84. Blake Gutchall, 560. Ashton Gutchall, 561. Caitlin Garvin, 60. And Josh Holtree, 545. 5 hogs in this class, 230 to 232, 230 to 232. Market Swine exhibitors, next class to ringside. Lightweight 5. Shaylin Swope, Clayton Hetrick, Waylon Flasher, Chase Cruzy, Jordan Kahn. Lightweight 5 to ringside. Mason Hostetter or a parent of Mason Hostetter to the livestock office, please. Mason Hostetter or a parent of Mason Hostetter to the livestock office, please.
Well, another nice class of lightweights out here, and the best pig, regardless of attitudes, the young lady on the far side of the ring. She's going to win this one rather handily. I know what you're saying, and you never really got to look at her, but I can tell. I remember from showmanship, that one's very, very broad and shapely in terms of her back. She's wide and square in terms of her chest, and still has a neat look from the side. You know, if she could get a little bit of a drive out here, she'd really show herself off, because there's a lot to like about that animal that go ahead and win. I think it's a little bit closer between second, third, and fourth. They're all pretty similar in terms of their type and kind from the side. They're soft, they're deep. The young man in the pink shirt's going to be second. I think she does so, that pig does so, in terms of just having a little bit more shape when you study him coming and going away from you. A little bit bigger in terms of her upper hip, and that's why she's going to be in second. Young man's other blue hog is going to be third. Like I said, similar to that one in terms of build from the side. I think she's long-bodied. I think she's deep and soft through her rib cage. cage. It's just a minor differences in not having quite as much through up high and from behind as the pig in second, but definitely still a respectable individual in her own right. The young lady's belted gill, it's going to be in fourth. Similar story, deep, soft, flexible. I wish she would quit running for us so we could look at her just a little bit longer, but she's got more shape than the pig behind her. Just need to fancy her up from the side just a little bit more. And the young lady that pig just wanted to leave today, long, growthy, and shapely. I just need a little bit better in terms of her look and balance. A nice class of lightweights. I like the class winner quite a bit. Let's give those kids a nice big round of applause.
Lightweight 4, first place Addie Martin, second Blake Gutchall, third Josh Holtree, fourth Ashton Gutchall, and fifth Caitlin Garvin. Next class in the ring, lightweight 5, Shaylin Swope 267, Clayton Hetrick 153, Waylon Flasher 523, Chase Cruzy 371, Jordan Kahn 149. 5 hogs in this class, weighing 233 to 234. Market Swine exhibitors. Next in the ring will be lightweight champion. Lightweight champion will be next. We need the top 3 from each of our weight division classes to be at ringside. Lightweight Market Swine exhibitors, top 3 from each class to ringside. Parents, guests, and spectators, and exhibitors who are not showing. Another announcement, you may not stand in the aisles. No spectators, no parents, no exhibitors that aren't showing. Please don't stand in the aisles. You can stand anywhere around the outside of the barn and watch the show. We've got to keep the aisles clear for kids getting to and from the ring. Please clear the area. Thank you.
Well, nice class of lightweights to round out this division, and I think it's close up top just because I don't think either animal is perfect, but that's just a little bit more my kind in terms of just shape and stoutness as the young lady's belted gill. She's going to go ahead and win this class. A little more honest and genuine in terms of shape and width from behind and up high. Obviously, when she quit running around and got a good look at her, she does have more in terms of shape and chest and stoutness than the bear that's going to be in second. You know, she's a little more upright and tighter in terms of her blade. I know maybe it doesn't seem that way because all she's doing is running, but I still think she just needs to be a little bit spicier from the side. Young man's Blue Bear, it's going to be in second. Does a nice job showing him. A little softer and looser in terms of his hind leg posture. Just need to freshen him up in terms of shape up high. Probably dial him back in terms of his cover just a little bit and just give him more genuine muscle shape. But I thought it was close up top because that pig's just a little bit better from the side in terms of body and flexibility. The young man's kind of wider blue-butted gill. It's going to be in third. Does so just on accountability of being leaner in terms of her composition and a little bit shapelier up high. Still kind of similar story as ones that's come before. Need to make her just a little bit better looking from the side. Young man's going to be in 4 just for count of just having just a little bit more up behind the pig that's going to be behind him. Like I said before, big, growthy, deep. Just needs some more shape. And the young lady that's going to round out her class looks a lot like the one ahead of her. Just doesn't have quite as much muscle to him. But a good class of lightweights. It'll be fun to get the class winners back here in a minute. Let's give those kids one more big round of applause.
Lightweight 5, first place Shaylin Swope, second Chase Cruzy, third Waylon Flasher, fourth Clayton Hetrick, and fifth Jordan Kahn. We're now ready to select our lightweight 1 market hog, division champion lightweight 1. our lightweight division champion, Market Hog. Into the ring, we need our lightweight 1, Jolie Naylor, 357. Lightweight 2, Emmeline Martin, 87. Lightweight 3, Addison Martin, 83. Lightweight 4, Addison Martin, 84. And lightweight 5, Shaylin Swope, 269. Once again, I'm going to ask parents and spectators and exhibitors without market hogs to clear the center aisle. We really need that space cleared so we can move hogs. We have a lot of animals to get in and out of the ring. Please clear the aisles. Thank you.
Well, let's give our tribe of lightweight pigs out here one big round of applause. I think for 5 very, very nice class winners, and I'm going to try to stick to my guns all day of prioritizing muscle, and then where can we add on some extras in terms of look and balance and structural quality. And I think there's truly a pair of them in contention that are a little bit different. One's probably just a little shapelier up high at this stage of the game, maybe a little bit bigger in terms of its limbs. The other one's probably a little bit neater to look at, but still is square and good in terms of her hind leg and just chest. So I think it's a toss-up. Which direction do you want to go? The one I like best, regardless of attitude, young lady's in the plaid shirt on the far side of the ring. She's going to go ahead and be your champion in this division.
Can I get a tag number on that pig, please? Champion lightweight goes to Addie Martin's 84 out of lightweight 4. We'll get that one out of the ring. We'll bring in Blake Gutchall's 560. We're now driving for reserve champion lightweight.
Drop the second place back out here, and she fits in the mix with the others. I did say it was between the champion and another one out here for champion in this division. But the pig I like next best is so shapely and stout in terms of her feature and muscularity. You want to fix her up front just a little bit, and we could use her. Young lady's bluegill, the one the first class will be reserved.
Reserve champion lightweight goes to Jolie Naylor out of lightweight 1, 357. We'll excuse that one from the ring. We'll bring in Madeline Cato, and we'll select our third place lightweight horror. Ivy, that's not the right hog, hon. Switch that out, please. Madeline Cato's 274. That's what we're looking for. That's your drive. Medium weight 1, Market Swine exhibitors, medium weight 1. Please make your way to ringside. Henry Kutz, Colton Klayberger, Declan Smith. Medium weight 1s to ringside.
For third out, the pigs is going to be third. It's so overwhelming in terms of chest power and just sheer dimension. Needs to be a little bit sounder to be truly in contention for the top two. But I like the barrel, the young man in the flower shirt's driving. He's going to be third out.
Third place lightweight goes to Addie Martin's number 83. Congratulations to all of our lightweight Market Hog exhibitors. We'll go ahead and clear the ring and be ready for our medium weight classes. Next in the ring, medium weight 1. Henry Kutz, 534. Colton Klayberger, 360. Declan Smith, 102. Once again, medium weight 1s into the ring. Class of 3 hogs here weighing 235 to 237. 235 to 237. That's your class. Market Swine exhibitors, medium weight 2 to ringside. Medium weight 2, Hannah Orris, Caitlin Holtree, Gage Cleland, Naomi Kutz, Colton Kahn, and Casey Bear.
Well, a nice way to get started with our medium weight division, and I think it's close up top, but there's just so much more shape out there, width and look, and the young man's bear on the far side of the ring. He's going to win. I like that one's look from the side in terms of height to shoulder, but you get behind him, that's where he truly wins. He's so shapely, big, and square up high, and that's where I like him to win. Young man's barrel that's going to be in second here is a little bit better in terms of his rib cage in the class winner. It's probably just a little bit bigger about his forearm and rear leg, but baby, just a little too soft and plain in his shape up high. You get right behind him, and I just wish there was a little bit more through the lower portion of his ham, but I still like that pig in terms of his shape, or in terms of his stoutness, his body, and just his balance from the side. Young man's bluegill that's going to round out our class, I still think is big, lean, and growthy. Just needs a little bit better look and balance, overtake the two ahead of him, but a nice class of medium weights. Let's give those kids one big round of applause as they head back to the barn.
Medium weight 1, first place Colton Klayberger, second Declan Smith, and third Henry Kutz. Next class in the ring, medium weight 2, Hannah Orris 125, Caitlin Holtree 547, Gage Cleland 132, Naomi Kutz 538, Colton Kahn 152, Casey Bear 329. 6 hogs in this class weighing 240 to 243, 240 to 243. Market Swine exhibitors, medium weight 3s to ringside, Blake Smith, Blake Hammond, Blake Gutchall, Kate Gutchall, Maverick Geddes, and Chase Cruzy. Medium weight 3 to ringside.
Well, another really good class of medium weights out here, and I'm pretty torn between the top pair. I remembered them both for showmanship, and I was hoping they didn't come into the same class, but they sure did, just because I think they're both very, very high quality. There's some minor differences just in terms of build and balance. The pig I'm going to use, though, is the young man's Beltigiel right in front of me, and I do so just because she's so much wider through her chest. She's bigger from behind and wider and more shapelier up high. I don't love her when I watch her in terms of her front feet and the way her hind leg sets. It's almost on the edge of being too far out there, but I deem it plenty acceptable for me because she has that much more just in terms of genuine dimension and shape and overall muscularity. Young man's Calico Gill, dude, I love this thing from the side, and just in terms of her balance, her look, her height to shoulder, the way her neck attaches on the top side of her blade, her levelness of design. I mean, I'm all in on that one from the side. She's also not perfect structurally, which is what I convinced myself to not go ahead and use her, and I still don't think she's just got sheer as much as that class winner did. So if we pulled her apart just a little bit more underneath and just squared her up in terms of her hind leg just a little bit more, I certainly would pull the trigger and use her to win because I like her that much from the side. Young lady's Calico Gill, it's a logical third in my opinion because I think she's the next best one in terms of shape and width. I think presentation, young lady does a nice job showing that one, just a little plainer and ordinary compared to the two ahead of her, but I still think a respectable individual in her own right to wind up in third. Young Lady's Blue Bear is going to be fourth. Definitely a little different style in terms of growth, length of body, and height of shoulder. But he was the next best one in terms of shape. Just need to make him look a little bit more like a show pig to overtake the three ahead of him. Young man in the corner is going to be next. And Young Lady is over here with a kind of down-eared pig is going to round out our class. Two pigs that just need more in terms of shape. The spot-looking bear is just a little bit better in terms of his body. Good class of medium weights. Very nice top pair. Let's give those kids a nice big round of applause as they exit.
Medium weight 2, first place Casey Bear, second Gage Cleland, third Caitlin Holtree, fourth Hannah Orris, fifth Colton Kahn, and sixth Naomi Kutz. Next class in the ring, medium weight 3. Blake Smith 165, Blake Hammond 26, Blake Gutchall 562, Kate Gutchall 387, Maverick Geddes 253, Chase Cruzy 370. 6 hogs in this class, weights 244 to 249, 244, 249. Market Swine exhibitors, medium weight 4 to ringside, medium weight 4, Jolie Naylor, Maddie Musser, Marie Swope, Cord Hetrick, Jordan Kahn. Once again, medium weight 4s to ringside.
Another good class of pigs out here. I think there's some give and take on the top end. A young man right in front of me with the blue gilt's going to go ahead and win. And I think she does so just in terms of being the best combination, true composition and shape up high while still having some balance and some look to her. You know, she's not overwhelming in any one particular area by any means, but I thought she was all around the best combination animal in this particular class. Young man solid, or kind of blue speckled bear on the far side of the ring is going to be second. I think this one comes with maybe just a little bit more density, stoutness, and look when he first came in the ring. The longer I look at him, he's just got a little too much chub on him today. I need to dial him back. Just in terms of his cover, make him a little bit fresher looking. I think we could certainly switch that pair. Young man's kind of Berkshire appearing, real wide bear on the far side of the ring is going to be third. That guy is a freight train in terms of shape, skeletal width, and dimension. Just need to make him, just stretch him out just a little bit more, make him a little neater looking up front and a little bit looser from behind, but he's got so much more in terms of shape and product, which is why he's deserving to stay in the 3 spot. Young man's blue gilt's going to be fourth out, kind of pretty similar to our class winner, just not as much in terms of shape and spread up high, a little bit flatter in terms of her rib cage, but she's flexible, she's loose, and she's got some resemblance of balance. Young man's kind of red tinge spotted up bear is going to be next. Long, growthy looking one that's got some body and some productivity to him. I just need to spice him up in terms of his look and just overall power. And the young lady spotted up pig that's going to round out our class. Similar story, just a little too flat and plain and just not enough muscle. Good class of pigs, though. Let's give those kids a big round of applause as they go back to the barn.
Medium weight 3, first place Chase Cruzy, second Blake Hammond, third Maverick Geddes, fourth Blake Gutchall, fifth Blake Smith, and sixth Kate Gutchall. Next class in the ring, medium weight 4. Medium weight 4, Jolie Naylor 359, Maddie Musser 73, Marie Swope 271, Cord Hetrick 159, Jordan Kahn 150. 5 hogs in this class, all weighing 250. 250 are the weights in this class. Market Swine exhibitors, medium weight 5 to ringside. Colt Cleland, Blake Smith, Tyler Best, Jacob Best, Emmeline Martin, Braden Myers. Once again, medium weight 5 to ringside.
There's a nice pair of pigs up top that have some give and take to them because I think they're both high quality. It just comes down to personal preference. And why I land on the young ladies. Black Gill to go ahead and win. She's so much fresher and shapelier up high. She's bigger and stouter when you get right behind these things. She's got a big forearm and chest working in her. You know, she's not bulletproof from the side. Probably just a little bit crestier, more open on the top side of her blade. Probably just needs to be a little more comfortable off her hind leg. And actually, that's where I think the young ladies kind of wide belted Barra has the advantages between this particular pair because I think he's a little bit looser and more flexible. He's a little neater to look at up front and probably just as wide in terms of his chest, but you study these things up high. He's not as shapely, probably just doesn't quite have the same freshness and power and punch as the class winner does, but that's a very, very nice barrel to wind up in second. Logical third in the young ladies Duroc hog. I think this one's flexible. I think he's stout. I think he's balanced from the side. Nothing just totally out there and wowzers about him from the side compared to the two ahead of him. Means just a little bit more shape up high and from behind to be in the conversation to win this particular class, but I think that's still a very respectable animal to wind up in third. Young man Spot's going to be in fourth, a little bit leaner and shapelier than the pig right behind him, plenty long-bodied and flexible. I just need to make him look a little bit more like a show pig. And the young lady's pig that's going to round out our class, similar story, a little more body to that one, the pig ahead of it, but just a little past prime in terms of cover and shape. Just need more balance to work up any higher, though. A good class of pigs, nice top pair. Let's give those kids a big round of applause as they head to the ring.
Medium weight 4, first place Jolie Naylor, second Maddie Musser, third Marie Swope, fourth Cord Hetrick, and fifth Jordan Kahn. Next class in the ring, medium weight 5. Colt Cleland 135, Blake Smith 163, Tyler Best 207, Jacob Best 208, Emmeline Martin 85, and Braden Myers 316. Six hogs in this class weighing 251 to 253. Medium weight champion will be up next. We need the top 3 from each medium weight class to ringside. Once again, if you were top 3 in any of the medium weight classes, please be at ringside. Medium weight champion is up next.
Well, I think by some margin, the deepest class I've had to sort through all day, but I still think it kind of breaks down logically in my head which one do I like, because I think it's close up top, but ultimately one of these things is just so wicked stout and burly and still has the look of a show pig that makes him, I think, awfully unique. Young man's Belted Barrow is going to go ahead and win this particular class. This guy is so big about his limbs, his shape, his feature, and he still uses it very well, which is why I think that guy is so unique to build and just assemble. But I do think it's close because you want to see him just maybe a little more agile on his rear passions and up front, but there's too much hog there to go ahead and not use him. I think the young man's Belted Gill pushes him very hard because this girl is as big up high and from behind as that barrow is. She's as neat looking from the side as that barrow is, but it comes down to just minor things. She's too soft and tender on her passions. I think she swings her hind leg just a little too far outside herself when she travels away, especially off her rear right leg, but she's just as big up high, just as stout and just as burly as our class winner. That's a very nice gilt to wind up in second. Young man's Calico Gilt's going to be in third. You stick this pig in a couple other classes and she certainly could win them, just because I think she's very nice in terms of her rib cage, her shape up high. This young man does a nice job getting this one stuck. Why is she third? Just a little too frail in terms of her feature, probably just a little too far in pushing her hocks out from behind, but in terms of shape, power, and still having a look of quality, she needs to be in third rather handily. Young man's kind of blue tinged gray Belted Barrow on the far side of the ring is going to be fourth. This guy's as stout as our class winner. He's as wide and bold through his rib cage as a couple others. Doesn't want to drive out here for the young man. He's probably got a little too much in terms of cover. Comes off a bit plainer up front and just doesn't want to get out and drive and look as agile as a couple others. Young lady in the striped shirt's going to be next. I think a very respectable animal that certainly would be in the top half of other classes before. Just ran into some buzzsaws in this one because I still think that barrow is shapely. I still think that barrow is flexible. Just a little plainer, a little flatter, and it just maybe not quite as wowzers from behind. And the young man saw a black pig that's going to round out kind of like some before. He's big, he's long, he's growthy. Need more balance and shape in that guy to work up any higher. Very nice class of pigs. My compliments to those kids. Let's give them a big round of applause as they exit.
Medium weight 5, first place Braden Myers, second Jacob Best, third Tyler Best, fourth Colt Cleland, fifth Emmeline Martin, and sixth Blake Smith. We're now ready for our medium weight champion drive. Medium weight champion out of medium weight 1, Colton Clayburgers 360. Medium weight 2, Casey Bear 329. Medium weight 3, Chase Cruzy 370. Medium weight 4, Jolie Nailers 359. And medium weight 5, Braden Myers 316.
Oh, let's put our hands together for a great group of medium weight pigs. These class winners, I think, are very nice. You know, as they kept coming in the ring, I just, was going through my head. I'm like, that one's in the hunt, that one's in the hunt. And then they just kept coming. And we got to that last class and certainly cranked up the heat in terms of just competition. I think you could justify 3 of these things out here, but honestly, one of them just isn't quite like the rest, just in terms of stoutness, power with the look of a show barrow. I think he's awfully unique. Young man that won the last class is going to win.
Champion medium weight goes to Braden Myers 316. We'll excuse him from the ring and we'll bring in Jacob Best 208. As we work through our medium weight drive, light heavyweight 1s, You can start making your way to the ring. Light heavyweight 1, start making your way to the ring.
Oh, we dropped that second place Gil back out here, and she's right in contention for reserve because I thought she was so big backed and stout and burly still, while still having a neat look. It's truly between her and another one out here for reserve. And I think there's some minor differences just in terms of balance. One of them's maybe just a little bit better in terms of their pasture set and just shape and freshness. The other one's probably just a little neater in terms of the way their neck attaches and probably just a little bit better in terms of their center body. So I think it's just some trade-offs in which way do you like. For this show, Judge, I just can't look past just some freshness, some overwhelming dimension while still having some look. Young man, second place Gil, it's going to be reserve in this division.
Reserve champion medium weight goes to Jacob Best, 208. We'll excuse him from the ring and we'll bring in Tyler Best, 207, and we'll drive for third medium weight Market Hog. Once again, light heavyweight 1s to ringside.
Third place Gil comes back out here and once again fits in the mix with the rest of them. You know, I talked that Gil, while having some shape and some body, probably just needed to stouten her up in her feature just a little bit. But like I said, I thought it was a close decision for reserve between our reserve champion and another one out here. But man, there's still some good pigs that are going to get left standing. But in terms of shape, stoutness, we just need to fix her in terms of her neck attachment and rear leg. Solid black Gil, it's going to be third out.
Third place medium weight goes to Jolie Nailers, 359. Congratulations, all our medium weight exhibitors. We'll go ahead and clear the ring. Next into the ring, light heavyweight 1 into the ring. Caitlin Holtree, 5'4'8". Blake Hammond, 25. Caitlin Cruzy, 3'6'8". Cassius Scrignoli, 5'2'8". Once again, light heavyweight 1s into the ring. 4 hogs in this class weighing 254 to 256, 254 to 256. Reminder to exhibitors and parents, we are still accepting entries for Pee-wee showmanship in market lambs and feeder calves. We will take those entries until noon. Market swine exhibitors, light heavyweight 2 to ringside. Madeline Cato, Noah Garvin, Shaylin Swope, Joshua Holtree, Levi Wickard, Clayton Cruzy. Once again, light heavyweight 2 to ringside.
Well, nice class to start this division off with. And I think it's close up top because I think they're equal in terms of muscle. But the young man's Calico Gill just has the slight advantage in terms of balance and look up front. I think she's just a little bit better in terms of her height of shoulder and length of body. You know, not overwhelming and just in terms of shape and muscularity as a couple others we've seen today. But that just makes sense in my mind to go ahead and start. Young lady's kind of broken belted Gill. It's going to be second. One, I think it's equal in terms of muscularity. Is the class winner. Maybe not just quite as neat looking up front, but I still think very, very close decision up top. Young man's kind of chromed up barrel is going to be third. I think a long-bodied, square-made kind of a barrel that just needs just a little bit more look and muscle to overtake the two ahead of him. And the young man's white gilt that's going to round out this class. It's big, it's growthy, it's lean. I just need more look and balance in that thing to work up higher. Nice class of pigs, so let's give those kids a big round of applause as they head back to the barn.
Light heavyweight 1, first place Blake Hammond, second Caitlin Holtree, third Clayton Cruzy, and fourth Cassius Scrignoli. Next lot in the ring, light heavyweight 2, Madeline Cato 275, Noah Garvin 61, Shaylin Swope 268, Josh Holtree 546, Levi Wickard 554, Clayton Cruzy 430. 6 hogs in this class 257 to 258. Market Swine exhibitors, light heavyweight 3 to ringside, light heavyweight 3 to ringside. Clayton Hetrick, Tyler Best, Kate Gutschall, and Emmeline Cleland. Attention exhibitors that have qualified for Supreme Showmanship. We are missing biography forms from Taylor Sturm, Chris Kelly, Alyssa Gilbert, and Tyler Best. Please turn your biography forms into the office as soon as possible.
Well, another nice class of hogs out here, and regardless of cutlery and breed type, the best one's the young lady's Duroc Gill off to my right. I think that one's very, very shapely and stout featured as an individual. I think she's by some margin the widest through her chest. It still has a look of quality from the side. You know, I do think it's close between her and the other Duroc Gill that's going to be in second, but I thought she was just a little bit stouter. So young lady's other Duroc Gill on the far side of the ring that's going to wind up too. I think that one's long-bodied. I think she has some look and some balance to her. I still think she's a little bit better in terms of her chest than the remainder of the pigs out here. Probably just a notch frailer and plainer through her throat and just probably has a little extra cover at this stage of the game. But I thought that pair of pigs was in this particular class by some margin the best two. Young man's kind of broken belted Gill closer to me. He's going to be third. I think that one's as lean and shapely and well presented as any as we've seen today. Just need to make her a little bit neater to look at. Need to make her just a little bit wider underneath to overtake the two ahead of her, but I still thought a respectable individual to wind up in third. A young man's kind of calico, chromed up bear on the corner is going to be fourth out. Another one I think is good in terms of his body. I think he's good in terms of his overall range of motion. Just need more shape in that guy to work up any higher. Young man Solid Black Pig's going to be next. Just has a slight advantage in terms of skeletal width, and the pig that's going to be behind him needs more body and look. And then the pig that's going to round out our class is lean in terms of her composition. Just needs more look and balance to work up higher. Nice class of pigs, though. Give those kids a big round of applause.
Light heavyweight 2, first place Madeline Cato, second Shaylin Swope, third Josh Holtree, fourth Clayton Cruzy, fifth Noah Garvin, and sixth Levi Wickard. Next class in the ring, light heavyweight 3. Clayton Hetrick 155. Tyler Best 205. Kate Gutschall 390. Emmeline Cleland 131. Four hogs in this class weighing 260 to 266. 260 to 266. Market Swine exhibitors, light heavyweight 4 to ringside. Light heavyweight 4 to ringside. Colton Stamey, Mitchell Musser, Braden Myers, Hannah Orris, Judd Cleland, Tanner Smith. Once again, light heavyweight 4 to ringside.
Well, another nice class of pigs out here that thinks controversial on time for where you want to land your priorities. I think there's some differences in balance. I think there's some differences in just shape out here. Angry animals. But the pig I like best is the young lady's Belted Guild. She's going to go ahead and win this particular class. I think that one's just a lot better looking from the side in terms of the way she ties her neck into the top side of her blade, the way she just maneuvers around the ring. I think she's more appropriate in terms of her blade angle and her hind leg set. Not as just grooved up and shapely as the pig that's going to be in second, but I thought I just liked her balance and flexibility just a little bit more. Young man's Blue Guild that's going to come next, I think is very, very, very stout and burly about her feature and forearm. It is a little bit grooved up and shapelier up high. She's just a little too tight and timid out here today. I wish she would just relax everywhere and in terms of her blade angle or her hip length and her hind leg set. But that's a very, very stout, muscular individual to wind up in second. Young man's Pig's going to come in third. Just a little bit better in terms of his center body and I think in just genuine width underneath. Just needs more look and balance to work up any higher. And the young lady's Pig that's going to round out our class is lean and growthy, just a little too plain and ordinary. But a nice class of pigs, nice top pair. Let's give those kids a nice big round of applause as they exit.
Light heavyweight 3, first place, Emmeline Cleland. Second, Tyler Best. Third, Clayton Hetrick. And fourth, Kate Gutschall. Next class in the ring, light heavyweight 4, Colton Stamey, 414. Mitchell Musser, 72. Braden Myers, 315. Hannah Orris, 126. Judd Cleland, 134. Tanner Smith, 162. 6 pigs in this class, all weighing 267. Market Swine exhibitors, light heavyweight 5 to ringside. Cooper Umbrell, Noah Garvin, Colton Kahn, Mitchell Musser, and Jacob Best. Light heavyweight 5 to ringside.
Well, I think a nice way to start with the young man's gill right in front of me, and I think she does so just in terms of her blend of look, balance, with still some shape and some muscularity to her. She's not perfect in the way she sets her hind leg down, but I still think does so rather handily in this particular class in terms of shape and stoutness. That's a nice place to get started. I do like the young man's cantankerous bear on the far side of the ring to still wind up in second. He's just not, I want to be show pig anymore, but I remember him from showmanship. That is an absolutely wide, massive made barrel. That just needs to be a little bit neater to look at from the side to overtake that class winner. A young man in the flower shirt's going to be third out. I think this pig has some shape and some spread up high. I think he's very lean and true in terms of his composition. A little bit flatter and drier through his midsection. Maybe not just quite as correct in terms of his hock and pasture placement. But I still think in terms of having the next best in terms of shape with still some look and balance, that's why he easily needs to wind up in third. A young lady's blue bear over to my left is going to be fourth. I think does so just by being the next best one in terms of true shape up high and spread from behind. You could fit the other two probably inside of that one, but still need more look and balance in that pig to work with the top three. Young man's white gilt's going to be next. Lean and true in terms of her composition. Just needs more true skeletal width and pulled apartness to work up higher. Young man's black bear that's going to round out our class is a little bit softer in terms of his rib, but with that has a little too much cover and just not shapely enough. But a nice class of pigs. Let's give those kids a big round of applause as they head back to the barn.
Light heavyweight 4, first place Braden Myers, second place Judd Cleland, third Mitch Musser, fourth Hannah Orris, fifth Colton Stamey, and sixth Tanner Smith. Next class in the ring, light heavyweight 5. Light heavyweight 5 in the ring, Cooper Umbrells 425, Noah Garvin 62, Colton Kahn 151, Mitch Musser 71, Jacob Best 206. 5 pigs in this class, 269 to 274. Market Swine exhibitors, next up will be light heavyweight champion. We need the top 3 from each of our light heavyweight classes to ringside. Once again, we're preparing for selection of light heavyweight champion.
Well, another nice class of pigs out here. I think a nice way to get started in the young man with the watermelon shirt. That gill, it's very, very nice looking from the side in terms of balance, look, and flexibility. She's as shapely up high as any we've seen. If I'm going to pick on her, I wish she was just a little bit stouter in terms of her feature, and I wish she would just move a little better off her right hind leg, but I think that gilt's fresh. I think she's shapely, and I think she's good looking. Just a nice way to get started. I think it's a little bit closer between second and third. I'm going to use the young man's blue barrel in second because that one hit me very, very hard from the side when he first came in because he's big-legged. He's got a neat look to him. I get behind that thing, and I'm just left questioning. There's just enough shape in that barrel to go ahead and use them, but I still think from the side he's sounder, he's more flexible than the young man's barrel that's going to be in third. Pig in third is as stout, burly, and shapely as one we've seen. With that being said, he's a little too cresty in terms of his crest and top side of his blade. He's a little bit tighter in terms of his spine and just doesn't want to flex enough off his rear passion for me, but muscle, power, and stoutness, that barrow has every one of those boxes checked. I like the young man's red kind of colored barrow to be next, a little bit more genuine in terms of width underneath, and the young man's pig is going to round out our class, but both those pigs still just need a little bit more look and balance. The young man's spot barrow has a little bit extra in terms of depth of body, just needs more shape. But nice class of hogs, so let's give those kids a big round of applause.
Light heavyweight 5, first place Cooper Umbrell, second Mitchell Musser, third Jacob Best, fourth Noah Garvin, and fifth Colton Kahn. Next in the ring is our light heavyweight champion drive. Out of light heavyweight 1, Blake Hammond, 25. Light heavyweight 2, Madeline Cato, 275. Light heavyweight 3, Emmeline Cleland, 131. Light heavyweight 4, Braden Myers, 315. And light heavyweight 5, Cooper Umbrell, 425. Market Swine exhibitors, heavyweight 1. Make your way to ringside. Heavyweight 1, Sean Kutz, Clayton Stamey, Ashton Gutchall, Cooper Umbrell.
Well, if you would, let's put our hands together for our class winners out here in this division. I think a very, very close decision between a pair of them. And if you're around ringside, you can probably tell which two I'm torn between, just because I think they're so different. Where one needs to be a little bit better, the other one has that advantage. So I think it's just kind of back and forth a little bit. The longer I watch these things drive, just which one just stays together and pieces together just a little bit better from the side is kind of where I'm at. Maybe not just quite perfect in just terms of just hind leg and maybe just stoutness of feature, but the longer I watch these things drive, the more I'm in on her. Young man that won the last class is going to be your division champion.
Champion light heavyweight goes to Cooper Umbrells, 425. We'll excuse him from the ring and bring in Mitchell Mussers, 71.
Dropped that young man's blue barrel back out here, and I talked about how much I like that one from the side. So he's certainly in contention, but I was pretty torn between our champion and another one out here, just because this reserve is so shapely, so stout. I wish he would just piece together the longer we drove her out here. Young man closest to me, he's going to be reserve in this division.
Reserve champion light heavyweight goes to Braden Myers, 315. We'll excuse him from the ring and we'll bring in Judd Cleland's 134. We can clear the holding pens. We are driving for third overall light heavyweight.
Young man's barrel that comes out here for third overall certainly fits in the mix, just for how stout, wide, and burly that pig is. I do think it's between him and two others out here that are a little bit different in terms of their type and kind. The animal that I like next best, just in terms of having some look, some balance, while still being shapely. This pig's been driving for quite a while, and even though it's starting to give up, I still think it's the next best one. Young lady in the cast with the Belted Guild, she's going to be third out in this division.
Third light heavyweight goes to Emmeline Cleland's 131. Congratulations to all of our light heavyweight exhibitors. We're going to go ahead and clear the ring, and we'll be ready for our heavyweight classes. Once again, parents, guests, and spectators, please clear the center aisle. Please clear the center aisle. Next class in the ring, heavyweight 1, Sean Kutz, 529, Clayton Stamey, 409, Ashton Gutchall, 563, Cooper Umbrell, 426. Four pigs in this class weighing 275 and 276. Market Swine exhibitors, next class to ringside, heavyweight 2, Ava Lopez, Gwen McKee, Colton Clayberger.
Well, as we get into our heavyweight division, nice place to get started with the young man's kind of belted up gilt. That one's very, very neat to look at from the side. And still to be this big and fresh and shapely up high, I think it's a hard combination to make. That's a very nice gilt to go ahead and win. Young lady's blue butt barrel is going to be second. I think he does so just for how much wider he is than the other two. I think that barrel is a little bit better in terms of his chest and spread up high, which is why he's going to remain in second. does not need enough to look at from the side. That's what's going to put him there. I like the young man's white pig next. I think this one's just a little bit longer and leaner in terms of his composition. Probably has just a little bit more in terms of shape than the bear right behind him. And the young man's blue hong that's going to round out our class. I think it's a little is long. He's lean. He's got some shape to him. Just needs more in terms of width and product. But a nice class of pigs. Let's give those kids one more big round of applause.
Ashton Gutschall, you can leave your pig in the holding pen, but walk out here in the ring for us. Heavyweight 1, first place Cooper Umbrell. Second, Ashton Gutschall. Third, Clayton Stamey. And fourth, Sean Kutz. We'll get Ashton out here in the ring. Ashton's pig she just showed was our champion rate of gain market swine. We're going to present her with her banner. She'll get to sell in the Sale of Champions. We'll get a couple pictures. Congratulations, Ashton. And we'll move to our next class. Heavyweight 2s into the ring. Heavyweight 2s. Ava Lopez, 273. Gwen McKee, 299. Colton Klayberger, 433. 3 pigs in this class weighing 278 to 280. Market swine exhibitors, heavyweight 3 to ringside. Maddie Musser, Cole Wickard, Colton Stamey, Mason Wickard, and Clayton Stamey.
I'm going to go ahead and use the young lady's Duroc Bear off to my left to win this particular lineup. I think that guy does so just for how much wider and stouter he is than the other two behind him. I still think that pig gives you a look of quality and balance from the side. You know, is he just as lean and shapely as a couple others we've seen today? Probably not. But that's a very, very nice breed type barrow for that young lady. I should be very proud of that pig. I think it's closer between second and third. Young man's kind of spotted up pig's going to be in second. Just a little bit better in terms of her top side shape and just leanness value. I think it's a little bit wider from behind. Just not quite enough look and balance in that pig to overtake the class winner. And the young lady's pig that's going to round out her class. Similar in terms of her type and kind. Big, long, and growthy. Just needs more muscle and look in that pig. Nice class of pigs, though. Let's give those kids a nice big round of applause.
Heavyweight 2, first place Ava Lopez, second Colton Klayberger, and third Gwen McKee. Next class in the ring, heavyweight 3, Maddie Musser, 74, Cole Wickard, 247, Colton Stamey, 412, Mason Wickard, 250, and Clayton Stamey, 410. 5 pigs in this class weighing 281 to 283, 281 to 283. Market swine exhibitors. Heavyweight 4 to ringside, Jack Gutschall, Judd Cleland, Henry Kutz. Heavyweight 4 to ringside.
Logical place to get started with the young ladies. Belted bear in the middle of the ring. That's a very, very stout individual. He's wide, he's big backed, he's broad in terms of his chest. I think he's good in terms of his lower body. And still gives you a nice look of quality from the side. It'll be fun to get him back out here with our other class winners in just a minute. I like the young man's bear on the far side of the ring to go ahead and be second. I think that's the next best one in terms of width, spread, and shape up high. I think he's a little bit wider and more genuine. Pigs that are going to follow, just a little too plain and ordinary in his look to overtake that class winner, but that's a nice type of a hog to wind up in second. I like the young man's more bluegill in the corner right now to go ahead and be third, a little bit leaner and more honest in terms of recovery and condition. A little bit shapelier type of a pig, just needs more in terms of genuine width. Young man in the blue plaid shirt's going to be fourth, a little bit better in terms of his body and just depth and just having some actual spread up pie. Just needs more look, like we've kind of said in previous animals before. And the young man's going to round out our class. It's certainly long and lean, just needs more true muscle to work up any higher. Nice class of pigs, though. Let's give those kids a big round of applause.
Heavyweight 3, first place, Maddie Musser. Second, Cole Wickard. Third, Clayton Stamey. Fourth, Mason Wickard. And fifth, Colton Stamey. Next class in the ring, heavyweight 4. Jack Gutchall, 391. Judd Cleland, 133. Henry Kutz, 533. 3 pigs in this class weighing 287 to 291. Heavyweight 5 to ringside. Last heavyweight class to ringside. Sean Kutz, Jesse Petchart, Cole Wickard, Naomi Kutz.
Come in the red shirts, driving a nice type of barrel to go ahead and win this class. That one's very, very stout and burly in terms of his feature and body. Has a big ditch working in him up high. You know, he's just as neat looking and strong as his front feet. Probably not, but I think that guy has so much in terms of stoutness and shape. That's a nice type of barrel. It'll be fun to get him back out here with his contemporaries in just a minute. A little bit closer between second and third. I like the young man's kind of red and speckled up barrel to be next. A little bit wider and more genuine in terms of his shape, and the pig behind him just need more balance and look. And the white pig that's going to round out certainly is big and growthy and deep and soft. Just need more true muscle to work up any higher. Nice class of pigs, though. Let's give those kids a big round of applause.
Heavyweight 4, first place, Judd Cleland. Second, Jack Gutchall. And third, Henry Kutz. Next class in the ring, heavyweight 5. This is our final market hog class. Sean Kutz, 530. Jesse Petchart, 406. Cole Wickard, 249. And Naomi Kutz, 537. Four pigs in this class weighing 293 to 295. This is our last weight class. Market Swine Exhibitors heavyweight champions up next. If you were top 3 in any of the heavyweight classes, please have your pig to ringside. Once again, parents and spectators, especially in the drives when we're moving between holding pens, please clear the center aisle.
Last class of heavies out here, and I like the young lady Solid Blackgill to go ahead and win. I think she does so just on accountability for being the shapeliest, the biggest up high, while still being lean and having the right kind of composition to her. You know, definitely not as just out there in terms of look as a couple we've seen today, but she needs to win this particular class. I like the young man's Blue-Butted Gill right next, closest to me to be next. I think the one that's very, very lean and true in terms of her composition as well, not as wide and pulled apart as the class winner. That's what's going to get her beat. Yeah, I like the young man's Red Pig to be third, a little bit better in terms of his body than the one right ahead of him, but with that has a little too much extra in terms of cover, so need to peel him back and give him more true shape. And then the pig that's going to round out our class is another one that I think is right in terms of his her composition, just needs to have more in terms of genuine width to work up any higher, though. Good way to round out our heavies. So let's give those kids a big round of applause.
Heavyweight 5, first place Naomi Kutz, second Jesse Petchart, third Sean Kutz, and fourth Cole Wickard. We're now ready for selection of our heavyweight champion. Into the ring, we need heavyweight 1, Cooper Umbrells, 426. Heavyweight 2, Ava Lopez, 273. Heavyweight 3, Maddie Musser, 74. Heavyweight 4, Judd Cleland, 133. And heavyweight 5, Naomi Kutz, 537. Market Swine Exhibitors, after this drive, we'll be ready for our Grand Champion Market Swine Drive. The following animals should slowly make their way to ringside. Slowly. Lightweight champion Addison Martins, 84, and reserve Jolie Naylor, 357. Medium weight champion Braden Myers, 316. Jacob Best, 208. Light heavyweight champion Cooper Umbrell, 425, and Braden Myers, 315.
Well, if you would, let's put our hands together for a great group of heavyweight class winners. maybe a division that didn't quite have the depth as maybe as a couple others as we've seen today. But there's a trio of pigs that are truly in contention that I think have been as high quality as any. They're very, very different from each other, and that's okay. I still think they represent the kind that I like because they all got muscle and they got some extras to go along with it. But when it comes down to picking a champion, the one I like best, just in terms of all-around composition, while still being flexible and neat to look at. Maybe isn't the widest pig in this particular drive, but she's the best one. Young man, the watermelon, sure, you're going to be champion this division.
Champion heavyweight goes to Cooper Umbrells 426. We'll excuse him from the ring. We'll bring in Ashton Gutchall with 563, and we'll drive for reserve.
We'll drop the second place barrel back out here for reserve, and I want to commend the young lady on winning rate of gain. That's a very hard thing, I think, to do some days in the show pig world. But the barrel I like next best, just in terms of being so broad, so wide, and so stout, he's acting like a little bit of a knucklehead. But the young lady against the rail is going to be reserve in this division.
Reserve champion heavyweight goes to Maddie Mussers, 74. We'll excuse her from the ring. We'll bring in Cole Wickards, 247. We'll drive for third place heavyweight Market Hog.
Next barrel comes in the ring for third overall, and I like that pig's shape and spread up high, but there's another one that just looks a little bit more like my speed in terms of shape, in terms of stoutness, so we can make him a little neater looking up front and better on his front feet. We could talk about him even winning or being reserved. A young man in the red short sleeve shirt on the far side of the ring is going to be third out.
Third overall heavyweight goes to Judd Clelands, 133. Congratulations, all of our exhibitors. We're going to go ahead and clear the ring. We're ready for our grand champion Market Swine drive. Into the ring, we should have our lightweight champion Market Hog, Addison Martins, 84. There comes our lightweight champion, Addison Martins, 84. Our medium weight champion should be Braden Myers, 316. Light heavyweight champion Cooper Umbrells, 425. And heavyweight champion Cooper Umbrells, 426. That's your drive.
Well, first and foremost, let's put our hands together for a group of great kids out here. I know we still got pairs left, but I believe we're wrapping up our morning together. So I want to say thank you for having me out here today. You guys got a great group of staff behind the scenes getting this thing run efficiently. My hat's off to them. So if you would, let's give everybody that had a hand and running this show a big round of applause. You know, the only thing I do want to say, because I try to reiterate it every show I judge, this show pick things pretty hard these days, and winning a show is not as easy as maybe it used to be, I feel like. But no matter how you did today, this is just my opinion, and it's just what I like and what I see. And if you really didn't agree with how I lined things up today, I'll be honest, I don't really care, because I'm just going to use the ones that I like. The thing that does matter the most, though, is the people behind these kids as well. Your support system is very, very important, just because how expensive this thing is these days. So kids, make sure you go back and thank your parents, thank your breeders, thank your fitters, whoever helped you get to this stage of the game. It's a very, very hard and expensive thing to do. So make sure you're appreciative of the opportunities you get that a lot of kids also don't have out here. But that being said, these pigs are good, guys. I like them quite a bit. I think all four of these division winners are very, very good. One of them just kind of hits me so dang hard, and just for how burly, how stout this thing is, I just like him quite a bit. Young man's Beltabera is going to be your champion.
Grand champion Market Hog goes to Braden Myers, medium weight 316. Congratulations, Braden. We'll excuse you from the ring. We'll bring in Jacob Best, 208. We'll drive for reserve. Exhibitors, at the end of this drive, we're going to judge pen of 2 market swine. If you entered pen of 2 market swine and your name is on the screen in the barn, you need to be at your pen to be evaluated for pen of 2 market swine. Once again, you must have entered in your registration and you must be at your pen in order to be considered. Up next, pen of 2 market swine.
Drop that reserve back out here, and I thought that was a very, very tough division all the way around. And that gilt's so good in terms of her shape and her stoutness. She certainly fits in the mix with the other 3 we have out here. So when it comes down to just which one I like next best, I'm not necessarily trying to pick the same kind. I'm just trying to pick my next favorite one, and that happens to be the reserve division. She's going to be reserve.
Reserve grand champion Market Hog also comes out of the medium weights. That's Jacob Best's 208. Congratulations, all of our exhibitors. Let's give another great big round of applause to Colby Huff, our judge for today. He did an awesome job sorting these hogs for us. Thank you so much, Colby. Again, exhibitors, if your name's on the screen in the barn, you are eligible for pen of 2 market swine. You must be at your pen to be evaluated. The judge will be coming through the barn. He'll judge pen of 2 market swine in the pen, but you have to be there. Tyler Best.